Also joining us now this morning is the former commercial director at ITV, Ian McCulloch. Ian, morning. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes if you were the current commercial director at ITV, because I'm sure advertisers and sponsors are becoming very nervous now about the continuing fallout from the Phillip Schofield controversy.
Morning. I'm not so sure. I think from an advertiser's point of view, they buy the programme. I think if Phillip and Holly are no longer there, the programme runs on. I suspect ratings are probably going up as people want to watch the unfolding car crash. But actually, it reaches people. It's a great show. They've just let it go off the rails. So I think if ITV can detach what's going on from the programme itself, I'm not sure advertisers will be that fussed.
There was a former editor of daytime television, Diane Nelms, wrote this week, I don't know if you saw it, Ian, that she said the programme is now totally shipwrecked and should be sunk, and they should come up with something completely different, and probably Holly should move on to something different. Holly Willoughby, who, of course, is very associated with Phillip Schofield.
Yeah, I saw what Diane wrote. I used to work with her. I don't agree. I think the show's fine. I do absolutely agree that none of the on-screen talent, well, those two cannot be associated with the show. She's damaged goods. They need a fresh start. I'm not sure that the talent that they've got sort of running through at the minute is the right talent. But I think the show's a good show, but you certainly can't have those two there. There is so much more to come out in this story, and I don't think her statements are particularly plausible. So it looks as though she's clinging on. I think they need to make a clean and just move the show on.
How damaging, Ian, do you think the select committee appearance next week could be for ITV as a whole?
I think it's unhelpful. The ITV corporately has not performed well in this. I'm not sure why it needs a parliamentary select committee to grill them. I mean, given what's going on in the world, should this really be occupying parliamentarians?
Well, Ian, if I can interrupt you there, Ian, they were due to go. This was booked long ago, long before the Phillip Schofield controversy. But they were there to talk about legislation affecting media and broadcast companies. But because of all this has blown up, that Schofield will be a big part of the conversation next Tuesday.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. So that's bad timing. I thought they'd been sort of hauled in front of the headmaster for being naughty. But I mean, if it was a pre-booked gig, it will be an annoying sideline for what they would want to try and get across. ITV is a great brand. TV as a medium is fantastic. There's nothing that replaces it. This is about governance. It's about creative governance, refreshing shows, not creating monsters that you then can't control. And that's, we've seen it in so many shows. It's happened again. The creative control isn't there. They haven't refreshed the show. We've got it in peak time with ITV, where you can see some shows are starting to look tired and they need resting. I think from the public's point of view, this almost looks like an episode of Love Island. You put a bunch of egomaniacs together and see what's going to explode. And over time, this has exploded. But this could easily be Big Brother or Love Island in the way that it's unfolded. And I think people are enjoying watching the mighty fall. And they've gone from living in a gilded cage to actually exposed. And you sort of see people for what they really are, which is, I think there's a fascination in the public watching it happen.
I think you're right.
It's like, Ian McCulloch, former ITV commercial director, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It is like driving down the motorway and seeing an accident on the other side.
And you
don't want to be interested, you don't want to look, but you do. It's human nature, sorry.